Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for today's Cricut Chat. Today we're going to be finishing up our week of cards, which this one is going to be from Cricut Design Space because we've been doing a lot of Lori Whitlock's cards, and although they're so lovely. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. They're so lovely. Sometimes people don't want to purchase outside Design Space files, so I wanted to do something from the image library, which is an Anna Griffin card. I know when we think Anna Griffin, we all think of Christmas cards, and for good reason. She's got a lot of Christmas cards. Hi, Maria. Just saying hello. Hello back to you. Hi, Midge. So one of the things that I happened upon in my searches in Design Space, the image engine, is this really cute, let me show it to you. It's a Halloween card, and it features all these little ghosts, and I wanted to show you how to put it together, but also I wanted to show you the new foil. Here, let's see if this is better. So this is the foil. Have a delightfully frightful Halloween. And then I also did it on the front here. But I have encountered a few little tricks or a few little problems that they're learning curve errors with the foil transfer sheet. So, I'm sorry, the foil transfer kit. I have encountered a few errors there that are learning curve errors. And I want to show you what they are, because like I always say, let me make the mistakes so that you guys can learn and you'll have a good experience the first time you try it, kind of thing. But it is all little trial and error, if you did or did not get to see my video yesterday just about the foil transfer kit. Now, I looked at this morning and I noticed that, the foil transfer kit's already sold out on Cricut.com, but I'm hoping against hope that it will go back in stock soon. And if you haven't already gotten one, and if you normally buy online, you can find it in other places online. And then also it will be in the stores. So, and it probably just got a huge, wonderful reaction. And so they sold out their existing stock on Cricut.com, but that doesn't mean anything. They'll be back in stock. So anyway, yesterday, as we were talking about this foil transfer kit, I'm really impressed with this. And we did all kinds of things yesterday. And then I played some more after we got off of the live. But yesterday, when we did do this, we did some things like including this. This is faux leather, and I just picked any old image, which happened to be a snowflake. But I want to get up real close so you can see that's the foil transfer on faux leather. So much fun. What else did we do? We just did a little card yesterday. Where is it? I can't find it for some reason, but we did do it. And then what else? After I got off the phone, after I got off the live, I decided, I think it was Susan Sharp that said, can you use the big sheets of the transfer? Can you show us how to use the big sheets? And so first what I did was I cut out these little pieces of paper in 4 different colors, so white, black, and I did gold again. I probably should have done silver, but what I did was I put them in my quadrant style. So I put 1 in each quadrant of the mat, so 6, 6, 6, 6, right? And then I taped over the piece of foil, and I let it run through the machine because I wanted to try a full mat's worth of stuff, but I just didn't have one, like a design. So I took this same design. I wanted to look at different colors, and I just wanted to show you. So this is gold on like a red, very elegant looking. This is gold on white, gold on black, and gold on a purple. Now, a few things. One is, when I did this, this particular one, I didn't tape very well. It was in the top left-hand quadrant, and it was like lifting the whole time. So I wanted to show you what happens if that happens. It gets little sparkles over here, which some people wouldn't consider that to be bad, but I can see the difference between this and this. The other thing I did was when I taped the right-hand side pieces together, I don't know if you can see this, but I didn't put the foil onto the part where it was actually foiling, right here and right here. And actually this morning on my card, see that? This part, this little swirl, which is over here, isn't here. And so that's a little troublesome. So I have to eyeball it better when I'm doing it. The other thing that I will point out is when I set this to go, I loaded the mat with all the tape and the paper, and I went to the kitchen to make dinner and came back only this morning because I had something else to do. Came back this morning, and when I went to take off the tape, I wish I kind of left it on there, but the tape did not peel off well. So, and the window was open all night. So all I can think of is when you are doing the foil thing, if you're like me and you have a million things that you're doing, it's best to take off the foil after it's done going. Don't leave it in your machine overnight, or don't like take it out and not take off the tape, because it will cause some issues there. The other thing I noticed is, if you put the foil on the mat without paper or whatever underneath it, it's going to lift. So this is me being sort of clumsy and dropping a piece of foil onto my sticky mat, and it caused lift, and I couldn't use that piece of foil. Okay, the last thing that I noticed, so these are all my mistakes, and I know I don't like to point out mistakes, but I do it because I want you to understand. The last thing that I noticed, and I'll show you here, you see all of this lovely foil on here? That's because I put in the foil, and it did the foiling great. I took out the foil tip, but I didn't take off the foil from the from the front. So there's two steps when you're doing this, and I'm going to show you them in particular today. But there's two steps. You have to swap out your housing. So you have to go from the foil, you have to take out your blade, and then you put in the foil, and then you reverse that, and then you have to take off the foil with the tape, because if you don't, it will just cut all the way through. And look at it, it didn't really affect, well, I don't want to say it didn't. It did affect slightly, all right? Here it didn't, because I had the foil here. I was doing this trick or treat, and I'm like, oh, I got this down, I'm feeling all confident. And I took out my my foil tip and housing and put in the cutting thing, and then I just hit go, and I realized, I didn't take off the foil. And what it basically did was it cut straight through, made the wickedest mess. Right, and it made a wicked mess on my mat. So right here, and then it kind of like, it didn't really like bleed through onto this cutout, but it didn't cut through here. Right? So all this to say is that there is a bit of a learning curve with this, especially if you are an Explore owner, and I'll tell you why. Most Explore owners aren't used to swapping out their housing, where Maker owners, if they use all the tools given, are used to swapping out their blade and housing, and so it becomes sort of like second nature. So this is going to be a little bit of a learning curve for you if you have an Explore, because you're going to have to be swapping out the housing all the time. So there's that. There's a little learning curve, and there are all these little tips and tricks that I'm going to try to point out to you as we go along. And let's see. And so that's that. And also I wanted to show you another Halloween card. So we're going to just kind of jump in. But before I do that, I want to show you something that I found. Okay, so HSN does. Yeah, I was thinking about you, David, because I thought you would be excited about it, but I knew you had to go to work, so there's that. But anyway, okay, so tomorrow night is our Sunflower Festival at 7 o'clock at Cricut Date Night, right? So it's our Sunflower Festival, and I was able to dig out this sunflower from last year. This is there's two size sunflowers that I'm going to show you in this from the same kit, which is from SVG Cuts, and I'm going to post a link, okay? But this is the smaller of the two sizes. There's a big one, there's the small one. The small one is what makes up the sunflower wreath. Now, this is Cricut cardstock in the yellow, but it's really a nice sunflower. And the brown I did have to buy because Cricut doesn't have brown, at least not individually. So I think I did have to buy that. The green is Cricut. I think it's called Spring Green. So if you have a chance and you want to get some of this, and you will use, let's see, this used up this has 3 layers of flowers, and we're going to make, I don't know, 7? I think it's 7 flowers in the wreath, and then we're going to make a big old one as well. So if you want to make the wreath or you want to make the big old one, you're going to need some cardstock because it's definitely a cardstock project. So we're going to be doing that. Then we're also going to be doing a couple of free files. One that's a cupcake holder that's free from Dreaming Tree, as well as a little sunflower treat box from Dreaming Tree. So we're going to be doing this and that tomorrow. And I have a few extra giveaways to do tomorrow night as well. And then that's going to be the Sunflower Festival. I hope you can attend. And if not, you can catch it on the replay, which I'll usually post it on Sunday morning. And you can catch it on the replay. And of course, I'll post all the links and everything and what I use to achieve the project. Okay. So I hope you can attend. And if you can't, again, you can catch the replay. So let's get started. So this foil transfer kit, now you do not need to purchase this. And if you have a Joy, you can make modifications to do these cards. Okay. You can indeed make modifications to do these cards by actually cutting the cards. At this point, you would not cut this back point. You take away the scoring and you would cut them all as if they were fronts. And then you would, with your personal trimmer, cut the card base, which is this black piece, or you can use the card mat and put it in the card mat. Okay, so that's if you have the Joy. Okay, so let me move all of this around, and I'm going to show you where I got it and where I got the sayings too. So let's get rid of this. And by the way, if you want to purchase the foil, this is where I found out it was out of stock. But if you want to purchase the transfer sheets, they are still available. I don't know for how long, and I don't know when this is coming back in stock, but the transfer sheets, if you use my code, and you buy this or anything else, as long as it's $50 and you use my link in my code, you will get 10% off and free shipping, and the free shipping is definitely worth it. Okay. So let's see. let's go back to Design Space. We're going to go to the image. So I'm in a blank, for all intents and purposes, I'm in a blank canvas. And so I am going to go to Images, and we are going to go to Image Sets. It's right here under highlighted categories. Can you use the foil blade on the joy? No, you cannot. And that has come up. It is not, it's too big for the joy. And I'll show you it, but it is too big for the joy. And I believe that feedback has been given to the Cricut team. I don't know if they'll come up with it. It would make sense if they did, but I'm not the one that makes those decisions, but I will, file that feedback in, okay? So, all right, so we're at the image sets, and we're going to hit image sets, and we are going to go to Anna's image sets. So we just have to type in the word Anna, and this brings us to 44 listings of all Anna stuff. Some of it's print and cut, some of it's fonts, monograms, and some of it is layered cards, a lot of Christmas stuff. And if you have not checked this out, it's all free if you are a Cricut Access customer. Look at all these lovely animals and stuff that you could do print and cut with, and these are really pretty too. Okay, so what we're going to do, or what I did, is I started looking at, I think it was in this Anna's Lovely Layered Cards 2. Let me check. Yes. Okay, so in Anna's Lovely Layered Cards 2, right, there are all of these lovely cards that are layered cards, including this one sort of aberrant one for Halloween. So I set my sights on that, and I thought, wow, that's fabulous. And remember, with these cards, they come in 3 different sizes. They come in this square size, and this one has the banner across it. It might be 4 sizes, actually. So the one that's square with the banner, there's this one that is like a regular 5x7, or can be done in A2, that has no banner. And then you can do this, right, there are 4. So then you can do the square without the banner, and you can do the regular size with the banner. So I want to do the banner because I want to show you the front of the card and how we put foil. Now, if you do not have the foil kit and you want to make this, if you have a pen, you can achieve this with the pen. Yes, absolutely. So this, the foil kit is not required. And if you want to go and make this afternoon, then you can use a pen, and you can use metallic pens as well. Cricut does have metallic pens, and it's kind of the same thing with the metallic pens, as the foil. If be all things considered, it's sort of similar to that. But I want to show you how to do it. And so you can make the decision. Do I want to use a pen, or do I want to use the foil? Okay. So let's choose this, this ghost, right? This is what we're doing. We're doing this ghost thing. And now we want to choose something for the front and something for inside. So here is a really great sentiment. Have a delightfully frightful Halloween. I think it's the only one in this grouping. So I'm going to choose that as my inside sentiment, okay? And then I'm going to look for something for the banner. And I found here, Trick or Treat. Okay, I think it might be the only Happy Halloween or something. I don't know if there's another one that says Happy Halloween. I'm going to look. Just might as well look. Oh, no, there's Ghostly Greetings. So let's choose that one, okay? So we're going to pull everything back into our Design Space file. Into our canvas from Design Space. Now, you know me, I don't like envelopes. It's not that I don't like envelopes. It's that I just buy the envelopes. If you want to make the envelopes, that's fine. But here's, this is me. I'm going to get rid of the envelopes. So I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm just going to, her envelopes are always in 2 pieces. So I just get rid of it. But then I'm going to regroup, right? I'm going to regroup my cards so I can resize everything. I like 5x7 cards, but if you like the smaller cards, that's fine, the A2 card. But to resize a 5x7 card, you need the width to be 10 on this one. And if you want to do what am I thinking? If you want to do the A2 cards, it would be, let's see, it's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you would probably make this I don't know. Let's try. I forget. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Okay, let me try this. 8.25. Oh, 8.5. Let's try that. 8.5. Yeah, so the width would be 8 1/2 because then it would be 4 1/4. Okay, but I like to do these 5x7s. I like a bigger card for Anna's cards. They're thicker, by the way, so you do need to think of that. Okay. So now I have her card, and let's ungroup it now that it's been resized, and you will find that there are many layers because it is a lovely layered card. I'm going to move these little sentiments over here just so you can see. So there is this, which is the outside part of the card, and there's this, which is the inside part of the card, and then there's actually these 3 layers that go inside. Okay, we're going to focus on the inside part and the outside part because the 3 layers, you can choose what you want. For me, I chose 2 shades of gray and silver cardstock. It does make the card a little bit thick, but I kind of like that it's thick. And what I do is when I put it together, I don't glue the back to the front because it inhibits the movement of the card. It makes it kind of difficult for the card to open. So we're going to focus on the front, which has that banner, and the inside, which has this lovely sentiment. Okay, so for the front, we have this lovely, it has the banner there, and we have this little sentiment, which is going to come up below my card. So all I'm going to do is go to arrange and send it to the front. Okay. And then I'm going to grab it with this little, the arrows going opposite way and sort of pull it like this so that I can see where I'm going to put it on the banner. I like it to go sort of in between the images. So like right about here, maybe slightly smaller. You could even unlock it and sort of make it wider if you wanted to, but I don't want to do that. All right, so this is what I have. Ghostly Greetings, and it's sort of centered in that banner. Now, a couple of things that we got to do. If we want to make it foil, we have to change the line type to foil. And 2, we need to attach this to our piece so it knows where it's going to go, like what piece it's going to go on. So the first step is we're going to go to line type, which is up here. Now, if you're new to this, pay attention because this is important. This is something that maker people have already encountered. So if you're an Explore person, this is where you want to pay attention. Okay. So right now it's set at draw. And as Dorothy pointed out, can I use pens? You absolutely can use pens, and you don't have to do this next step. But if you want to do the foil, you would go down to foil right here, and then you would choose either fine, medium, imp, or bold. Now the transfer kit comes with 3 nubs or 3 styluses. I don't know what they're called. They're not blades. They're just kind of like points, okay? And each of them have like this little ring around it and indicates the width or the size of the marking that it's going to do. So 3 is for bold, 2 is for medium, and then inside of this one is the fine. Okay, tips. Thank you. How come I can never think of things like that? So tips. Okay, so 3 tips. So someone asked me yesterday, do I need to buy this whole thing? Well, first of all, the whole thing is included. So you can't buy just tips. So you're going to want to hang on to it. And I have a tip on how to store the tips. And let me just get it out of the box. This is what you get. Everything comes in the box. So here's what you get. You get this housing, and it looks a lot like your blade. And then you get your 3 tips. And I don't know if you can see them, but they each have a ring. So 2, 1, 3. And there's the housing. They all fit into the housing. And let me open it up to show you. All right. So here is the housing. You're going to press the plunger, and it's going to go in there, and it's like a magnetic thing, and release it. And that's how you're going to do that. Now, I'm a maker owner and an Explorer owner. So as a maker owner, I use a special thing that they came out with earlier in the year. And this is my maker. It's mostly for maker, but you could have purchased it if you have an Explorer. But basically, it was so that you could store all of these adaptive tools. So if you're new to Explorer and you're thinking, okay, where do I put this? You can either get one of these and store it in here for sure, or what do you do about the little the tips? The tips go in the, it can go in the bottom here like this, or most of our machines have and I know we often forget about it, but most of our machines have a drawer in the front. Okay, and in the drawer, and I'm going to move you to show you. Okay, so in that drawer, this particular part has a magnet. So if you want to take your leftover tips and put them in there, it will hold them there for you, and you don't have to lose it. So there is that little hint. So if when you get this, as I said, I just put, these are things that I didn't put inside of my look, I didn't put inside of my tool caddy, so I'm going to keep my tips there, because otherwise I have actually dropped this thing a number of times, and I don't want to lose the tips. But also on the bottom they have this little thing. No, that's for chocolate. It is a great place for storing little treats, I suppose. Okay, so when you store the tips for the maker, it goes into these little cavities. So it just seems like a better place is to put it inside of your little drawer or your caddy area right here, where there's magnets, and it will hold, I think, up to 5. I think it's 5, maybe it's 6. But anyway, it will hold it. So, and it's not like your machine's going to fall either. Okay. Okay. We'd love recipes, Dawn. We love recipes. So anyway, okay. So this is the transfer kit. Also in the transfer kit, you will get foil, and you will get these strips of tape. This tape, if you run out of it, but they do put it in the refills. If you run out of it, you can use like a painter's tape, sort of like what we were using earlier in the week. I can't remember when we were using it. Oh yeah, we were using it on Monday. So you can use a painter's tape or a masking tape or washi tape, but they do give you quite a few of these pieces of tape, and they're reusable. I know. Don't even talk to me about the replacement blades and losing them, because it can happen. So anyway, so you're going to get in with the kit, you're going to get these pieces of foil and tape, and then in the larger boxes or the replacement boxes like this one, this is for 12 by 12, and I successfully cut a 12 by 12 piece of this foil. It's slippery, so if you are going to cut it, which I did, I cut it using my personal trimmer. Okay, so yeah, the kit is sold out right now on Cricut, Melissa, but someone said that it's still available at HSN, probably available at Michael's. Oh yeah, Michael's is $27.99. That's a good price. But sold out everywhere. Will be on HSN special value of the day on October 6th. And Anna Griffin will be presenting. So hopefully I'm beating her to the punch with her own designs, okay? So anyway, let's get back to this. So here is our ghostly greetings, which I have switched to, I think I've switched. Nope, I didn't. I'm going to go down here with foil and I'm going to choose fine. You see the color changes to gold, but we're going to use silver today. And then I'm going to select this whole piece and I'm going to go to attach, which is down here. It's the paper clip. Okay, so there it is attached to the front of the card. Now here's my sentiment, which again, I have to arrange to the front. Let's move over this. And you cannot see where the score line here. So what I do is I usually change the color just so you can see it. And you know where to put the sentiment. Okay, so I want to put the sentiment here. I like to have some room at the bottom, and I'm going to put it here. Again, I have to go up to line type, foil, fine. It changes it to gold. And by the way, if you don't like looking at the gold, you can certainly change it to silver. Can't really see it when I change my color, but watch when we change back this to black. Woo! Isn't that awesome? All right, and so then remember to select the whole thing and to attach it using the paper clip on the bottom right-hand side, okay? So now we have these two. I am not going to cut the middle pieces just because it's going to take time. I want to focus on these two pieces, and so that's what we're going to do. So as far as what you choose for the middle pieces, I'm going to show you how to put it together once we get done with it. But you know, you can choose your own. Like I said, I chose these two grays and silver. But then afterwards, I started thinking maybe I would switch out the silver glitter to like a purple glitter. So there's that option as well. But I'm going to show you that when we put it together. Okay. Let's get started, all right? I'm going to move all this stuff over. Now, I have here my two mats. I'm not moving you over to the machine just yet because I want you to pay attention to your screen, okay? So we're going to hit Make It. I'm using 8.5 by 11 inch medium cardstock, which I get at Michael's. It cuts wonderfully on the Cricut. And then you'll see here is our right in the middle, like a preparation point. You'll see we have those two mats. The other ones we're not cutting. And what you'll see at the top left-hand side are the two mats. There's underneath this here, it says score, foil, fine, and then cut. And that is the order in which it will cut. Okay, so it's going to do scoring first. It's going to do foil with the fine tip blade and then cutting. So I have a maker. Makers have something called a scoring wheel, but most people who have the maker also have a scoring stylus. I'm going to change this to scoring stylus because you can't use the scoring wheel in the Explorer. So I'm going to make that change, okay? And then there's really nothing else that you need to do here, except you might want to take note of the fact that the scoring is happening just over the 5-inch mark. And that's because, you know, there's the perimeter. So even though my card is 5 by, you know, it's going to be a 10, it's 10 inches wide, it doesn't show up right there on the 5-inch mark, which makes it a little bit difficult to decide where to put the foil, but that's okay. We'll just make accommodations for that, okay? So we're going to hit continue. And I'm going to choose my material, which is, as I said, is a medium cardstock. And if you have an Explorer, it's on the dial Cardstock Plus, I believe. But if you have a maker, you can go to either Browse Materials and look under the cardstock, which right here, or you can favorite it by choosing this star. And I have it favored. So when I have it favored, by the way, it comes up here. Now you'll also notice here, because I'm doing foil, a lot of these other things, such as Everyday Iron-On, Glitter Cardstock, these have become, even though they're my favorites, they're shaded out, which means I cannot use them. This is something new if you are an Explorer and not a Joy customer, because the Joy, can't do some of these things, so it would be shaded out. So this might look a little different for you. And then what we'll do is we're going to edit the tools, as I said, by hitting Edit Tools. I'm going to change it to Scoring Stylus and Apply. Okay, so now we're ready with, at least for the screen. I have medium cardstock. I'm going to put in my scoring stylus. I now have to get my paper. Teddy bear, please be quiet. Okay, please be quiet. And so I need to get my foil transfer tool ready with the fine tip, and I have to prepare my mat. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to move you down because I want you to see the whole kit and caboodle. So here is my mat for the white cardstock. I've put my cardstock here, and you notice there is this here, so it will show you lines and where it needs to set up. I'm going to take my piece of foil, and in this case I'm using silver, okay, and I'm going to turn it for this card. I'm turning it this way because when I put it in on this way, it cut off here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to turn it this way, but I'm going to make sure that it's over enough, because this is where the scoring is going to happen. So I need to make sure it's over to 5 1/4, okay? Now that means that it's going to be on the mat a little bit because we're using 8.5 by 11. And that's okay. I mean, your mats can take stuff, but if you do get something on the mat, it will just show up on the mat, and I'm pretty sure, although I haven't tried it, will probably come off when you wash it. I've used glitter like this, and sometimes the glitter stays on there, and it doesn't affect the wear of anything. So then I'm going to tape it, and you're going to tape it in all 4 sides. Remember, I did it without taping it all the way, and it lifted and it caused problems. So we're going to tape it on all 4 sides. Like this. Try to do it as flat as you can. It is sort of fussy, like, in terms of doing the tape and trying to get it all nice and flat, okay? So this one is ready, and if I want to, I can prepare this one as well, so I don't have to stop what I'm doing. And so I'll take another piece of the foil, and I'm going to use my screen as a guide. So I go to edit just to sort of look, and again, there's at 5 1/4 is where the scoring is going to happen. I don't have to worry so much about the width, so I can put it right here because it's smaller, okay? Tape it as well. So this is our black cardstock, and you gotta want to tape it. And don't be afraid to use the tape, and you can use it over again as long as you don't have a dog like I do that likes to lick tape that I stick on the side of my desk. So there's the new ones. These are older ones. He came over yesterday and licked and chewed on a couple of pieces, so I had to throw them away, but they are reusable. The other thing is that these pieces are reusable as long as you line it up perfectly, okay? The tape comes in the machine, but if you need to get more, like if you went through all the tape, it's like a washi tape, a painter's tape, or even masking tape, like a low stick, okay? So we're all set. We need to get going to the machine. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move you over to the machine now. Okay? So there we are at our machine. We're going to start with the, let's start with the black one, okay? The inside piece. And we need to make sure that our scoring stylus is in. And now we need the, wherever it might be, where's my, this is me, crazy crafter. I need to find my tip. Where is it? Don't be like me. Okay, where did it go? Boop. Oh, come on. Not here. Oh, lovely. What am I doing today? Where's my tip? Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Oh, come on, people. Where did it go? Did I put it in here? No. Hi. All right, deep breath. Oh, I love live video. I love live video. Remember, I love live video. It's not under my machine. It's not here. You didn't take off with it, did you, Ben? Okay, let me just check all of this stuff here. Oh, I know. Duh. I put it in my jewel caddy. I put it in my... Oh, man. I'm so forgetful. Okay, so here is my piece, my housing, and then the one with the one ring, my caddy. I put it in my caddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. What would I do without you? So again, we're going to do scoring first, then foil, and then the cutting. And so we're going to be doing the black page or the black mat first. I have my black mat all ready, and we're going to put it into the machine. Note that I do already have my scoring stylus in there, and I did already put my tip in there. And so all I need to do is hit the button, and it's going to do the scoring first. And what I found out is it stops after the scoring is done, to remind you that you need to put in that foil tip. What it does not do is, I'm trying to think, does it remind you? It cannot tell. Your machine cannot tell if one is interchanged with the other. So it does remind you on your screen, but unlike with the maker, when you have the wrong tool in, it does not remind you. Like, so for instance, if you forgot to put in the foil housing with the tip and you left the cutting part in, it's just going to cut where it's trying to foil, okay? And vice versa. All right, so here is my mat. I'm going to hit go, and I am going to start using that foil. And it's just like the cutting, right? It's just, or if you were to do pens, remember your pen would go here into clamp A, okay? But this is actually replacing clamp B, which is your housing. So that's new for you if you are an Explore person. It doesn't take very long, and when it's done, it's going to push out the mat, but only like 3/4 of the way, okay? And when it does that, that's when we have to swap out the foil tip and put in our cutting blade, and we have to take off the foil because we don't want it to interfere with the cutting, okay? So it's halfway done. I'm going to make sure I have my blade in hand. You do that all the time? Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm a messy crafter. Somebody yesterday said, you're not a crafter if you're not messy, which is true. But I used to drive my sister who is like borderline OCD. I used to drive her absolutely insane when we were in the soap business together, because I am such a, fly by the seat of my pants kind of person, and like, oh, where's that? And she has to have everything. It's like when she does a recipe, everything has to be right in front of her before. And me, I'm just like, oh yeah, I got to go get my flour and then come back, and I got to get my cornmeal, that kind of thing. So I drive her crazy. Yes. Dawn is asking about vellum, and yes, you can do this with vellum. I have not tried it yet. I'm going to try it. Okay, so first things first, I'm taking off the tape. See how it pushed it out? Do not remove your mat. Do not remove your mat because it still has not cut out that card. So I'm taking this off. You can do it two ways. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's our sentiment. We're going to take out this, swap out this, hit my go button. I'm going to probably reuse this foil because it kind of used just half of it. So I'm putting my tape on the side of my desk so I can reuse it. I've got quite a little collection going, and then I'm going to probably reuse it for that piece. So the next piece is a little more cut intensive, so we will let it go. I'll show you how it goes in, but we'll let it go and then put together the card. So here is our inside of the card. Hold on. Take off the edge, and I'm folding. I can't do it on camera because it's, but I'm bending the mat. I'm afraid the mat's going to come back and hit the camera. Okay. Bending the mat to take it off. And here it is. Have a delightfully frightful Halloween. Doesn't that look awesome? Oh my God. Every time I see it, I'm like, amazing. Amazing. And then here's where the fold is right there. So let's put in the white one now. Again, so we put the mat, we've got the foil on there. And we are going to swap out the foil tip, the housing for the foil. And it's going to do scoring first, then the foil. It'll stop between the scoring and the foil to make sure I have that all set up. Yeah. Look at it again. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that is truly professional. Truly. So amazing. I just love this tool. I know I should be like super excited about other things too, but I don't know, for me, I just think this is going to really put my cards over the top in terms of professional looking. And this has been my quest ever since I started making cards, is the sentiment inside. And I love that the pens do the sentiments, but you know, there's been all so much focus on the front of the card, and I don't think that up until this, they really did a lot of emphasis on the back. Okay, so I'm sorry, on the inside of the card, and now they have. And by the way, yes, this can work really well on vellum, and I'll try it, and I'll try the different tips as well. Yeah, it does look, I think it looks nicer too. But you know, if you can't get your hands on this, like somebody was saying, it was sold out. If you can't get your hands on it, that's okay too. You know, you can still use your pen until it comes back in stock. And oh, by the way, okay, so it's done with the foil. I'm going to get back to what I was just about to say. So I'm going to take off my foil. And remember, see, it's on the mat a little bit, so it did kind of do a little funky thing on the mat. Take off this. Okay, take out my tip, put back my blade, and then I'm going to hit go. It's got a lot of cutting to do on the front piece. Okay, and again, I can probably use this several more times if I'm going to use those banners. Okay, I'm going to put my, I have a huge collection of tape now, now collecting. Isn't that funny? Oh, I just cannot bring myself to throw anything away. That's my Yankee upbringing, I think, or maybe because my folks were Depression era, whatever. Anyway, so while we go ahead and cut out the front, I'm going to show you how to put this together. It's not different than what we've done before, but some people are just joining us, so please be patient with me. So here is the inside of the card. Let's get rid of these things, which I did yesterday as a test. Okay, so here are our three pieces. And again, I think I might choose purple for this. No, it does not. So here is the inside, and this is me pressing on here. It does not smudge. It's really in there. And if you look really close, it's kind of indented into the paper. So it's the same where the pens, in terms of it looks like it's been penned with a silver pen. But this would look different if you use the silver pen than if you use the foil. It does definitely look different. And oh, by the way, here, look at this. I had to write in this D because this was my first attempt. I didn't have the foil over enough. Okay. So this is the perfect one. And this is the not quite so perfect one. Put that aside. And this is the not so perfect one that I did with cutout. So we're going to put that aside too. So we're just going to work on the layers right now and wait until that first, the outside one is ready. So the way these go together is the silver has the least amount of cuts. So that becomes the back of the inside layers. And then you go with the one that has the second least amount of cuts, right? And then you take the one that has the most amount of cuts, not including the front piece. And this is how it's going to go. And these three are going to become like a sandwich. And then we're going to put it on to the back of the card, and then when the front of the card is done, we'll put it on the front of the card. Okay, so I use my trusty glue. If you're new here, all of my lovelies that come all the time will tell you that this is what this glue is, and where you can get it. But you do not need to use this glue. I do not say must use it, but I happen to like it, and I've been doing paper crafts for a very long time. So I've tried them all, and this one is the one that I like. Okay, so I'm putting the glue onto that first piece, and then I'm going to ever so delicately line it up. And yes, things will show through, and that's what we want. Okay, whoop, and look I did not line it up correctly because it has to be squarely onto that one. And that's why I like glue, because you can remove it and sort of play around with it until it sets. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to flip this over, and this is a glitter layer, so I'm going to go a little heavier on the glue, because glitter, it's got all those little crevices there, and so it really needs to grip. So that's the only time I would say use a little bit extra glue. Then we're going to line it up. Spread it out. All right, so there's our sandwich pieces. There's our inside of the card. Now we're going to put glue on the back here and attach it to the black inside part of the card, okay? You can flip it over so you can see what I'm doing, okay? And it sounds to me like the cutting is done from the white. So that's fortuitous, isn't it? So here's our white one. Look there's the silver, and it did the entire piece. I take this off. And again, roll off the mat. And don't roll the actual product or your material. At least try not to. It might get a little bit rolled, and this is very detailed a cut, so do it slowly. Do it slowly. All right, so like this. There we go. There we go. And there's our front piece. We're going to fold it. This fold is very important. So I do it on, you can't see me doing it, but I'm doing it on the edge of my desk first, just to kind of get it sort of semi-fold, and I do fold it both ways, and I'll tell you why. Because there is so many cuts on this top piece, and you don't want it to lift. So you want to either use something like this. There's something called a bone folder you can use, but I just use my extra large scraper, and I do fold it both ways, just so it can be really crisp, okay? So then here we go. It's going to go on top of here. We're not gluing the back, okay? So we're just going to glue this piece to this piece. Where's our glue? Here it is. And we are definitely going to put glue here on this edge, because this is the edge that is where the fold is, and it often will lift, okay? So get your glue on all edges, but especially on that inside edge, and then you're going to have to go through and just sort of dot all around. And I just remembered that I forgot to tell you what I was starting to tell you before I took this out, and that is we are going to be starting Christmas next week. We're going to do one, for the first couple weeks in October, we're going to do one Christmas thing, and then we'll go to two a week, and then we'll do 2 a week as we get into November, and then we'll do 3, two at the end of October, 3 at the beginning of November. And I say Christmas, but I mean holidays, so Hanukkah and winter holidays as well. So if you're dying to start your Christmas crafting, we're going to start doing that next week. Okay, so here I am putting that top on to the back pieces. Again, no glue here. And there's our card. Now, this is what I mean. See, it sometimes will lift here. Just make sure that you have glued it really well there. And that's our card. That's our card. Again, can do it with the foil, and it looks really awesome, especially this inside part, right? Or you can do it with pens as well. And this is a free card that is available in Design Space. You saw where I got it. I went to image sets, and I chose Anna as my search word under image sets, and I went to Lovely Layered Cards 2. Okay, and then I also chose the sentiments, and I attached them to my pieces. I changed it through line type as from draw to foil. And that's it. And that's a great little card. I do definitely think purple would look good with this. But it's a great little card. And who knew that Anna had a Halloween card, right? So that is our show for today. And I will see you again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Facebook Live here, or you can catch the replay. And we're going to be doing our Sunflower Festival, and I hope that you can join me. If not, catch the replay. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Have a great day. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay? Love it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.